Welcome to Demasked. My name is Fresman, and today I'm joined by the eWastelander. E, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Yourself?
I'm doing very well. I've actually been looking forward to this interview. I have so many questions. Little known fact, I repair electronics in my spare time, but seeing some of the strange things like turning these singing fish and giving it an ox.
Oh yeah, I love the little weird tinkering kind of stuff.
I've got a problem with that myself. Like I'm to this day I'm not sure why I haven't recorded any of it, but I like to go to my local flea market and just kind of find things, take them home, and fix them.
Oh, absolutely. I'm the same kind of way. Where if I'm going to either like thrift stores, or a lot of the times, a lot of stuff I find is usually from estate sales. And I feel like that's where the good stuff is, because like it lasted the person's entire lifetime, and it just might need a new battery. But yeah.
Well, usually I'm an absolute sucker for deals, and like, do you know what a Zoom text keyboard is?
I don't know if I do.
It's those ones with the giant yellow keys. It's meant for like elderly people and children.
Oh yes, I remember in one of my editing classes in college there was a keyboard like that, one of the workstations.
That's my daily driver right now.
Oh, that's wild.
And I adore it. Like it works perfectly, and I love it.
Is there like any particular reason why you selected that particular one as your daily?
I have a fascination with like I guess the term would be like anti-style, because you know how there are these like PC builds where it's like all themed, like monochromatic and like RGB builds.
Oh yeah, kind of going against the grain a little bit.
Kind of all the way against the grain. Like I just kind of leaned back and looked at my setup. I have a 3-monitor setup, but all 3 monitors are of varying sizes and resolutions.
Hey, if it works, it works.
And like I'm using a Razer mouse with a Zoom text keyboard.
Which mouse specifically?
Oh geez, oh no, what's it called? I remembered my last one. It was the Razer Naga Chroma with like the 12 key.
Oh yeah, that's still my daily. They've done a couple of like revisions over the years. But the one from like 2011, 2012, I can't find a mouse, like a gaming mouse, that is better than that for me. I've tried looking like everywhere. I've tried like multiple different like mice, but just the way that the 2011, 2012 Naga like feels in the hand, especially with the side buttons, I just can't find anywhere else. So I think I have one video actually where I go and repair that particular mouse, because I think like the right click was misclicking. So since they're not making the mice the same way anymore, it's like, all right, 12 more years out of this guy.
Have you been to a physical Razer store?
Yeah. I know there's one in Austin, like in the Domain kind of like area. So I've been there before, and it kind of feels like if you took an Apple store and decided you wanted to do like some Hot Topic stuff to it.
Wait a sec, are you in Texas?
Yeah, based in Austin.
Son of a bitch.
Local too?
I'm right next door. I'm in San Marcos.
Oh, hey, yeah, it's just right down the road.
Well, because sorry. Well, you said the domain at the Razer store, and I'm like, that's the exact one I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know if there's like one up in like Dallas or anything, but yeah, when I think of the store, it's like, yeah, the Domain one.
Is it me, or they treat you like you're poor the second you walk in?
I don't know. I haven't been in like recently, but I don't know. I feel like the people that go to like a Razer store either like really know what they want, or they have no idea and they just know gamer.
Well, I walked in and I told them I'm looking for a very specific thing, and they looked at me like I had asked like hi, I'm Cheapy McCheapskate. What's your cheapest thing? But I'm like, I just need a new mouse, and they're like, well, we have these modular ones. I'm like, I want a non-modular. I don't want to have it like I don't want to pull it apart with my hands. I need a solid brick of plastic that I can use.
Yeah, definitely. I can't actually remember the last time I went to the one in Austin. Legitimately, I think the last time I was in a Razer store was when I was in the one in Akihabara in Japan, like a couple of years ago. Because I just noticed that they had one. I'm like, maybe they have a better version of the Naga, and they still didn't.
I want to say the one I have is the. Oh, I'm probably gonna get this wrong. The Basilisk, if I recall.
Basilisk. Gotcha.
It's
Yeah,
just
that sounds like one of them.
it's just like the one with like the thumb rest and all that, and I really like it. Well, I got the Naga Chroma back when I was super into Diablo.
Oh, did you have like the molten one?
No, but I needed that 12 button.
Gotcha. Yeah, both myself and my younger brother, we both had ones. I had like the normal one, and he got the molten, which was just like, instead of it being RGB, it was just red and had like a lava kind of design on it. Eventually, like, he moved on from that mouse, and I just took it, and so I have technically a backup if mine breaks.
I so like the scroll wheel went out on my Naga Chroma.
Mhm.
I'm not sure how we got stuck here, by the way.
Repair and tech and peripherals.
I like I'm pretty confident in taking certain things apart, but there's something I don't know why. It's something about taking apart a mouse, specifically a Razer mouse, that makes me incredibly nervous. And
Yeah.
it's because the clicks are fine, the buttons are fine, but it's the scroll wheel that is messing up.
Yeah, that feels like it'd be something that's like a little bit harder to replace. The easiest thing to replace in all those would probably be, well, I guess the cord, because they're fairly modular. I think they have like a JST connector or something on that, which makes it pretty easy to replace. After that would be the switches, because you just gotta desolder like 2 points on each switch and solder on them. But the scroll wheel, like, I don't even know where you would kind of get replacement parts for that.
Well, all of like the documents I read and all the forums I visited were like, "Oh, you just gotta clean the sensor." But I'm like, "But it's all the way down there."
Oh,
It,
yeah. Yeah, it does require a little bit of disassembly.
so now, I think everybody gets into it for different reasons. But what made you get into electronics repair, even outside of YouTube?
Um, I think wasn't necessarily like, oh, I'm getting into like the repair of electronics, but I've always just kind of like had like a love for weird little gadgets and doohickeys.
Mm.
Like growing up, I had various kind of things. Like I had a couple of iPods, I had like the various Nintendo handhelds, and I guess like I wouldn't necessarily like I wasn't really repairing stuff until like I was well into like my adult years, but I want to say it was out of necessity, but it really wasn't. I was just kind of like curious how things worked and just delve into it a little bit. That, and I guess I am a little bit cheap, so I would much rather fix something than try to buy something brand new.
Well, like I had always had this interest in computers, but then there came this time where like the what was it the consensus around my parents' house was like controller stopped working, better throw it away, buy a new one.
Mhm.
And that got very frustrating because I grew up poor, and so it was kind of hard to keep doing that. And it finally hit me one day. I'm like, I kind of understand how these controllers work. I could just take it apart and clean it and get it working again, probably.
Yeah, and looking back into how I've been kind of like getting into it a little bit, I think um part of it, yeah, like was the, oh, I want to fix like the things that I have, but even like before that, I think what got me into it was just the desire to want to make and build things. Like I was always like really big into like Legos and stuff growing up, and so when I got into like PC building, that felt like the kind of like the next step with just spicy Legos of electricity. And after that, I think it was around like 2019ish, I got my like first 3D printer. And at the time I was like watching a whole bunch of YouTubers like Michael Reeves and stuff, and just seeing like the weird cursed creations that he would make was kind of like inspiring me to like want to learn how to build like keyboards and stuff like that. Then when the pandemic hit, it's just like I got real into the keyboard hobby.
So you say that, and I had a thought. So, do you by chance have any like not keys, not switches for keyboards, but buttons, like momentary switches?
Like ones that when you would press and they would kind of like lock into place.
I mean those too, but just kind of your standard like two contact connector buttons that you can wire up to anything you fancy.
Oh yeah, I kind of have like various different forms of those, whether they be like the little tiny ones that are only maybe about like a couple millimeters by a couple millimeters, to arcade buttons, to basically just anything. I mean, anything can be a button if you just connect the wires together. Like,
if you believe hard enough.
Basically, yeah. I mean, I think I remember a couple of years ago, I haven't really done anything with it since, but I'm really into like a lot of the smart home gadgets too. I like run like Home Assistant in my apartment, and I love just finding different ways to automate things. And during the time that I was working like remotely for my day job back then, I wanted to track like how long I was sitting in my chair. So I ordered, I was probably off of like AliExpress or something, a one of those like Zigbee sensors that you would put on a door in order to like see if it's like open or closed. And I tore it apart, found where the contacts would connect whenever the magnet was brought to it, and then also got a like seat pressure sensor thing that is used for like in your car that detects like when it can use the airbag because it knows somebody's sitting in there. And I just connected those two together, and I had a way to tell like how long I've been sitting because I'm just sitting on this car seat sensor.
I actually really dig that. Now, the reason I brought it up is because through my day job, I have so my day job has this policy where if it's going in the trash, you can have it.
Ooh, oh, I like that.
And I don't know if they'll listen to it, but I'd like to give a apology to my partner who is in the other room. I brought a bowling ball home on my first day at that job.
I probably would have done the same thing.
And I'm willing to admit here live on the air, I don't have a need for a bowling ball.
Yeah, but sometimes it's just like, what could you do with it? And it's free. It was free.
Well, the guy training me, I like looked down at this beaten up 10-pound bowling ball, and I go, "Hey, are we gonna toss that?" And he goes, "Yeah, why? Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yeah." and I was like riding the high of getting something for free, that the minute I got home, my partner looks me in the face and goes, "So what's the plan with that? What are you gonna do with it?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, right."
It's like, oh, I'm now responsible for this.
It's in my closet right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, I mean, the first option is, of course, bowling, but also could just like use it for like a weight for something.
A buddy of mine mentioned home defense.
Oh my gosh. You just imagine breaking into someone's home and they just come at you with like a fist with a 10-pound bowling ball. Jeez.
Now, oh, no, you know what I need to build? I need to build a catapult.
Yes! I was just thinking that, actually. See how far you can get that thing.
No, for home defense.
Well, that too. Gosh, I imagine they open up like a window incorrectly, and all of a sudden there's like a Rube Goldberg machine of self-defense weapons.
There's a
like
trebuchet.
Pee Wee Herman.
So, but at my work we have these call buttons that you can press and somebody can assist you, and they're you can find them a lot on Amazon. They're those like kind of chrome light up buttons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have about 100 of them now.
Oh, wow.
Because as we were uninstalling them, I just started putting them in a bucket, and then I brought home the bucket.
You can just like find ways to implement those into your daily life.
Well, you said keyboard, and
ooh, yeah.
And my brain was like, can I just make like a obscenely difficult keyboard?
Absolutely. I know there's like some people that go and like hand wire their keyboards because they have those like weird ergonomic ones that are like very not standard person shape. But you could just wire all of those to like an Arduino or something like that, flash the keyboard firmware on there. It would take a bit of work learning about how like the keyboard matrices and stuff like work, or you could do the easy route and buy a like pre-existing keyboard PCB that like already has the firmware flashed on it and just like waiting to have switches soldered into it. And instead of switches, you could just, wire those to the pads.
I was thinking something a little more barbaric. Buy an old like membrane keyboard and then just like solder the contact directly to the membrane.
I'm thinking about doing something very similar to that with like an old Dell Quiet Key like keyboard that's membrane but looks like it should be mechanical, but not doing the full curse thing, actually just giving mechanical switches. But that would also be a good way to go.
I've also toyed with the idea of making what I have nicknamed the sensory hell keyboard.
Oh, like different textures for the keys. Some are like bumpy and stuff, I imagine.
So specifically textures that I and my partner hate. So like the texture of like concrete and velvet, and like, but then for the switches, I specifically want like sections of the keyboard to have different switches, so it's hard to discern what's gonna make what sound.
Oh, not only that, but just like how much force you would have to require to push down like on the keys. It's just you just can't get a grip on it.
I want to invent a mechanical switch that does not click when you press it. I want to invent a switch that crunches.
Ooh. Oh, I want to see that.
And I told a buddy of mine about this, and he just like curled up into a ball. He's like, "Why would you do that?"
I don't know. Sometimes it's nice to like, it's like eating the crispy parts of like chicken, I guess like the fried chicken and stuff like that. You want the typing equivalent of that.
Whenever I know I'm making a bad idea, I always go back and quote Ultron. You'll understand. When you see, you'll understand.
Yeah. That is a good motto to live by. It's like if it'll all make sense, and if it doesn't, it's still gonna be funny.
It was still part of the plan.
Yeah.
I followed through, didn't I?
Exactly. That's all they can ask of you.
I don't get why you're upset. It's here, isn't it?
Yeah, I did it.
You look me in the eye when you use my keyboard.
I wonder if that would make them more or less uncomfortable in using it.
Get it all plugged in. All right, hun, go ahead. And then just like lean on the desk and stare. Do it.
Just not saying anything. Just everything is there in the eyes.
No, you're gonna play Typing of the Dead. I'm gonna make sure you use every key.
Gosh, that combined just with the performances of the voice actors in that game.
There was nothing we could do. Now, speaking of games, do you have a current favorite?
Current favorite game. Let's see. I mean, I'm kind of constantly swapping around stuff, but if there's like a game that I'm always coming back to, it's always gonna be Halo. Like right now, I'm playing both Halo Infinite and Master Chief Collection, just trying to chip away at getting the hero rank in Infinite, and then also like I'm so close to getting Tor 11 in Master Chief Collection. I've basically once a week run through 10 of the PvE challenges just so I can get that number to go up. But I've always been a fan of Halo for, I don't know, at least since like middle school.
What's your top of the hill? What's your favorite one?
It's probably stereotypical, but 3. Like 3 was my first one. But also like there was just something that worked really well with that one, and I had like the best memories. And I think it was probably because of the custom games and stuff. Like I really loved playing all those like weird ones like Duck Hunt and Toilets and Halo on Halo, Lava Pit, all that stuff. I had a lot of good memories with that.
Well, that and the marketing and the hype around it was intense.
Yeah, I don't know if there's really kind of like been anything that's felt like that with a game coming out, because it was like bigger than some of the blockbusters that were coming out that year.
Yeah. And so mine happens to be Reach, but simply because it's quote unquote it's you in the player character role.
Yeah, having that armor customization with Noble Six was a real fun idea to toy with. I also remember making kind of like machinimas as a kid, like using like the armor customization in that with like the cutscenes and just being like, oh, look at me, I'm an animator.
Well, like whenever I see videos, there's like, I made Master Chief. I'm like, why go through all that trouble just for that? Make something weird.
Oh yeah, I think right now in my copy of the Master Chief Collection, I have the Mr. Chef face on that helmet, and just like the most absurd like shoulder pads I can get.
By the way, I missed the challenge to get that helmet. I missed it.
I think it pop up in the exchange every once in a while. I think still, but yeah, because I know I got it whenever it was like the jump off of that one place in the last mission.
See, that's the challenge I missed, because I was like, I'm gonna try it, and then I tried it, and I got it. I got the assassination, but it didn't count for some reason.
Oh, I think there was like a couple of like glitches like that at the time that was not redeeming.
Have you ever done a legendary run?
Yeah, like I've completed all of the campaigns on legendary, and I've done them all both co-op, solo. I have not done all Lasso. I want to. Okay, well, I want it to be done. I don't want to do it. Like, I would love the achievement and the thing off there, but like, Lasso is just pain.
Okay. I went through the 5 stages of grief because I decided to stream solo legendary Halo Reach.
Mm-hmm.
Just going in untrained, haven't played the game for like 10 years, and I will admit there was a moment there, I want to say it was day 2, because I did it in like sections.
Mm-hmm.
There is day 2, I am like having a bad time, like a real bad time.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the hardest difficulty for a reason.
Oh no, it went from like, haha, this is so difficult to like, I'm genuinely upset. I'm
Oh.
actually mad.
Did you ever get like any instances where you would die like when the checkpoint was generating?
So,
Oh no.
so, oh shit. What's the name of the mission where you're with Jun, but you like go off on your own? It's like Long Night of Winter or something like that.
Is it the like the nighttime like sniper one? Which
Yes.
people could like I play that one like every 3 weeks whenever it comes into the reach rotation because I can get that done in like under 4 minutes using the forklift. But I think it's called Nightfall. I think it's the name of it.
I think so. So I got stuck in the middle of that giant open field,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and then the checkpoint thing hit, and it's like nothing but needlers at that point, and so it's just a wave of pink, and then I'm dead.
Yeah, just constantly being forced to just get the few things hit you and then pink mist.
Yep, and I just like I don't know what it was. I think I just wasn't having a good day or something like that, and I'm just like, damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I believe shame is an amazing motivator, and so I've kept the videos up. They're still there. You can go watch them.
That's it's good to still have those like preserved because like you can see how far that you've gotten and also like see the journey.
Well, that and I'm a big proponent of like granted those videos weren't that long ago, um, but I still have like my first couple videos up, and they're terrible. But I think it's important that they're there.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. Like eWastelander is my third YouTube channel actually. I like had personal ones like twice before. One when I was in high school, and then one when I was in college. But I still have all of those videos still up on there. I'm not gonna say what the channel name is, but I'm still kind of a proponent of preservation when it comes to like media and stuff like that.
So, without saying what your channel name was, what were the previous two channels about? If you could describe them.
Yeah, so let's see here. So the one when I was in high school, like I was in high school between like 2010 and 2014. So that era of YouTube I was very much influenced by like the early like Freddie W, Rocket Jump, and Corridor Digital stuff, as well as a lot of the like stuff that was like the Rooster Teeth shorts and such. Actually, Rooster Teeth itself is part of the reason why I came to Austin. But for the high school channel stuff, it was mostly a combination of me doing my own Halo machinimas and then also doing like live action interpretation of like video games. So I would just like try to replicate stuff like I think there's like a Watch Dogs video and like a Call of Duty like video, stuff like that. And then when I was in college, that channel was not necessarily like as much about like video games, but it was still kind of along the lines of just like the Corridor Digital and Freddie W like short skit kind of channel.
Gotcha. Okay, I get you. So funny thing is, this is actually my first and only channel.
How you been liking it?
And I actually just talked about this in my most recent interview. I've gotten what I want out of it. Like this show is my favorite part of my channel.
That's good. Like especially just knowing what exactly it is that you want to be able to enjoy and not letting like anything else kind of like get in the way, not letting like subscriber numbers or like having to like feed into an algorithm. That's also a lot of what I like want to do like with my stuff. It's like I'm not necessarily trying to chase trends. I just want to show my friends and stuff the silly little things that I'm working on.
Yeah. Like it's for me, it's never about like, oh, this is popular right now, or this person's popular to talk to. I like their channel. I like what they do. I want to talk to them.
Yeah.
And I think I've been pretty all right. I think I'm okay. I think I'm doing okay.
Yeah. I mean, it all comes down to just like what you yourself want to get out of it, and are you getting it out of it?
Mm. Now, are you getting what you want out of eWastelander?
So far I feel like I am. There's definitely like a lot of stuff that I would like to do with it more. There's a lot of times where I'm just like, man, I wish I could do this as my full-time job. Not because it's just like, oh, I don't like working, or oh, I just want to have like the glory or the subscribed or whatever. It's just I like just making the silly little things and messing with stuff and learning. I'm like constantly learning when I'm like working on like new projects and stuff like that. And I just kind of wish I had more time for it, because I have so many things that I have bought, not even over the years, but over like weeks, that I want to fix and repair or like modify or do like homebrew projects with. It just kind of feels like I don't necessarily have the time for it, not because I don't make the time, but just because there is too much I want to do.
So if you could sort of hone your focus in on a specific part of your channel that you want to change for the better, what avenue would you go down?
So one thing I would kind of like to do is focus more on projects that take a little bit longer of time, because right now I'm pretty much putting out like a video a week, like one video, like long form video a week. When I say long form, I usually just between like 5 to 10 minutes, but that's long for me. Usually one of those, and then I also put out like a short that is usually just a compilation of stuff from that long form video. I'm doing the one per week currently because I just want to be able to get through my backlog of projects. And so giving myself like a set deadline kind of like helps that. Sure, the videos themselves aren't like the highest quality that they absolutely could be, especially like, and I especially know I could do a lot more if I had more time. So there's a couple of projects that I have in mind that I know are not going to be able to be completed in 1 week, that I would like love to work on and do like a 40-minute video on it if possible. The only time I've actually had something similar to that was that a video I made about shoving like an old HP like Windows PC inside the shell of an Xbox 360. That one took me months to get around to actually completing, just because I would have to like work on it and then realize there were parts I was missing, so I have to order them and wait for them to arrive, and just learning kind of how to get all that stuff to fit and work.
I'd like to know what's this is from the perspective of, I'd like to do something like this potentially in the future, but I just don't know where to start. What is your process in filming an eWastelander video? Because I like the specific mention of putting the PC in the 360. That is really fascinating, and I want to know, like, how long did that take to like put together in footage?
In footage, that was probably around like 8 to 9 hours worth of actual footage, and that's just the stuff that I recorded. There was a lot of like off camera stuff where I'm like, okay, I know that for the next like hour and a half I'm just gonna be like soldering and desoldering and just trying to get this to work, and I usually don't record that because it's, I don't know, sometimes I record or I work on something, realize I have like a flaw here that's going to take a long time to work, and then I just don't record that part because I know there's just going to be a lot of dead air and like me not actually like talking because I'm like too focused on figuring it out. But I think like footage wise, that one was about like 9 hours.
Because I don't think I've actually mentioned it yet here on this channel. For first time mentioning it. I'm in the middle of trying to repair an Xbox 360,
All right.
and I want to make a video about it, and I have gotten footage, but I'm so used to doing things a certain way and not recording it that I have like taken steps and forgot to record them.
Mhm.
Like cleaning the case itself.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think what's kind of helped me a lot is having a dedicated like filming setup like for it. Like in my home I have just I have my workbench, and then directly above that I have these two what used to be like um like arms that were designed to hold like stereo surround sound speakers. And I just have them raised a little bit, and it's like my makeshift really janky camera rig. And then I just 3D printed out like some arms and a little cradle for this iPhone, and I record everything off of this this iPhone that just like lives there. So I'm able to get a lot of the footage for like the stuff that I do just because that iPhone is always living there. And since I'm already like working there, I can just like hit the record button and just have it record me like while I'm working on it.
See, I'm having horrible flashbacks to like the setup that I that I had. We we've got this Walmart lamp, like one of the single stand ones, and I have a vice grip phone mount that I clamped it down on the lamp itself, and then had the lamp like kind of leaned on the table I was working on.
That's kind of what I have going on with the like the surround sound stands, where one of them is vertical, the other one is horizontal, and the other thing that's supporting it is this like utility shelf that I have next to my workbench.
I need a utility shelf. I've just got this little L-shaped desk, and it holds all my garbage.
Yeah, my utility shelf. I wish it could hold more project stuff, but it mostly just holds cables, like bins full of cables.
Hopes and dreams.
Oh yeah. But even if I had all the money in the world, I still don't think I would want to like move away from the jankiness of all the stuff that I do. Like I love the fact that like my recording rig is just scrapped together because there's some charm in that.
My ideal setup would be like what you see in like 80s and 90s movies whenever they talk to a quote unquote hacker.
Oh
where
yeah.
where they walk into a room and there's just like fucking Ethernet wires coming out of the ceiling for some reason.
Yeah, no, my office kind of feels like that a little bit. I have so much stuff just shoved in here that at times it could feel a little bit like a tripping hazard, but I definitely kind of reside in a room that does feel like the hacker man kind of vibe.
I've kind of condensed all mine to one corner of my living room, and like the rest of my living room does not resemble just this little section.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little bit fortunate enough to have an entire kind of like room dedicated to it, but I've pretty much outfitted my like entire home with various things. Like half of my home looks like a hacker den. The other half looks like a museum.
That's the dream right there.
Yeah, so like I fix the things and then they go on the nice shelf as like a little display piece.
And then they live there forever.
Forever, yeah. Occasionally I'll dust them.
I collect stuff that I have convinced myself I can use. Like, okay, with the current Windows setup, how most people have it, you know, like the 4-digit PIN most people have.
Yeah.
So, my work got rid of a bunch of fingerprint readers.
Ooh. So just trying to find ways to integrate that to use it to unlock Windows.
Fun fact, Windows works already with fingerprint readers.
Yeah, I think it's called like Windows Hello is the application or the subservice.
It not even an application, it's literally a setting that is built into Windows. I'm like, this is going to take all night to set up, huh? And then it, like Windows just asked, "Do you want to use the fingerprint reader?" Yes. Cool, put your finger on it. Cool. All right, we got your fingerprint. Good job. You can now sign in with your fingerprint.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. You're in.
Yeah, and so now instead of taking the time to type out a 4-digit code, I can just slap my hand on my desk and sign into my PC.
I kind of want to do something similar with that, but with like a different piece of tech. So, Amazon has at like their Whole Food locations these things called like Amazon One palm readers, and they're like designed so you can like put your hand like on them when checking out instead of having to like pull out your card and stuff. I absolutely don't use it if I'm like shopping because like I don't want my palm to be with Amazon, but I would love to just get one of those because just to be fun to figure out what I could do with it.
I use it to turn on this light bulb in my house.
Basically.
Speaking of buttons and readers, so I'm not sure what the exact terminology for it is, but you know the large arcade buttons, like the kind you'd see on like Street Fighter and
yeah.
So I was given a couple of those from my work because the machine that it goes to we don't have anymore.
Oh.
And so they're like, "We just have these buttons. You want them?" I'm like, "Yes, please." And I have these mini PCs that I've been setting up in my house, and I have one that's hooked up to my living room television. And the plan is to, since it's literally just a simple double throw switch,
mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna solder 2 wires to where the power button is.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did with my current like main gaming PC, because I didn't want like a normal PC case. I wanted it to be rack mountable, and wasn't really finding like a case that kind of like worked well for it. And a friend of mine was like throwing away an old PC case they kind of somewhat made into a rack mount style. So I just like 3D printed a button like that and just like, all right, solder them to these wires, and on the other end of the wires are those like little pins that you could just plug into the motherboard.
The mini PC I have is it's like a Zotac. I can't remember the model name, but it's one of those really small, squat looking ones. It looks like a little DVD player.
Ooh, okay.
And the connection for the power button is really weird because there's technically 2 power buttons. There's the one with the front-facing connector, the one that you actually push on the outside, and for some reason there's a secondary power button on the motherboard inside the case that is entirely inaccessible to the average user.
Oh, that must be for like testing and debug purposes. Like if you don't have your like motherboard inside the case yet or like hooked up, so instead of having to like short those 2 pins with a screwdriver, you could just press that.
So the thing is, I found the connections that turn the PC on if I touch them with a wire.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of... Oh, I should mention the front-facing power button, the one that the average user presses, functions like the Xbox 360, where it's a separate, smaller logic board.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
And
I could see that.
it's baffling. And upon finding that button, now I need to buy a drill bit that's roughly 1 inch thick and then cut an 1-inch wide hole into my entertainment center for the button.
Yeah, I'd recommend probably like getting one of those drill bits that are like the stepped ones. 'Cause then you can like really kind of like dial it in.
Well, the thing is, you say that, but at my work, there's a drill bit that's exactly an inch wide, and it's just a massive drill bit.
If it works, it works.
And I'm pretty sure the top portion, I understand that I'm pointing at it and my camera's not on and nobody can see it, but I'm pointing at it. Um, but I'm pretty sure the like tabletop to my entertainment center is hollow.
So it would kind of just go right through it.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure what I'm gonna do is go sideways, so the button's like facing outward,
Okay.
and
That'd be
then
pretty good.
wire it through. I understand I've gotten off on a tangent. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's like I live for these tangents. Most of what I do is like a tangent on my own life with just like finding weird things to modify. It's like, oh wait, what if I can figure out how to like hook up this joystick to like a like an Xbox controller or something like that. That's like a flight stick or something. That's what my train of thought's constantly going off of. So no worries here.
I want you to know that I started working on it and I stopped because I wanted to get it on camera. I bought a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater skateboard controller.
Ooh. Oh, I have yet to do anything with those, but I'm fascinated by them.
So I used to do this thing years ago that I affectionately called the non-standard controller challenge. And I want to play Doom with this skateboard.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like the exact same way with like those kind of like challenges. Doom actually is my go-to game for that as well. I try to see how fast I can get through E1 M1. I haven't tried playing like the whole game, but I absolutely like love seeing people that like I went and completed all of Dark Souls with the Donkey Konga bongo drums.
I once played Overwatch and Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with a Cabela's shotgun controller.
Oh my god. Do you have video of Marvel 3 with the controller?
I think I do. I'll have to dig for it. If I can find it, I will send it to you. And also, I know future me in editing, it's going to be a pain, but I'm going to see if I can't put it up on the video.
Would love to see that. Now, I have some friends that are like really into the Marvel 3 scene, and some of them that like build kind of like controllers like around it or just like find fun ways to play it. So I absolutely would love to show them that.
And I should clarify, it wasn't the regular, you know how there's like the pump action Cabela's shotgun?
Yeah.
It was not that one. It was the break action double barrel.
Oh, that is so cool.
Which, if I had a camera to look into, has the most BS left. Okay, so the left trigger input on the pump action is the pump itself. So you rack the shotgun, and that's the left trigger. On that break action controller, it's not breaking open the shotgun because that's actually how you change out the batteries. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, like actually you're loading shells, but the shells are like double A's?
Yeah.
That's so sick.
It's so cool. But how you aim quotation marks is that there is a metal sensor on the front like grip and the actual handle where the trigger is, and so when you grip both, that's the left trigger.
Dang, that's such a weird kind of like way to do it, but now I want one of these.
And if I remember, it was such a pain to use. I just remember being just mortified having to use this thing, and like I'm having so much fun and I hate this at the same time.
Yeah, sometimes just like the game is just around the controller itself. I love a lot of those like one purpose kind of controllers. I have this PlayStation 3 like fishing rod controller that I only have the controller of. I don't have the wireless adapter, but I still want to find a way to get that to work with something.
So, wait, you said it's a PS3 controller, right?
Yeah.
Does it need the dongle, or can it connect to like a PS3 normally?
I haven't done too much research into it, but I'm pretty sure it needs the dongle. And it's like its own special one or something.
Damn. Because if I recall, I want to say it's DS3 can change PS3 input to 360 input, and you can also do Bluetooth on it.
Ooh, okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look up to see if what the compatibility on that is, because I would love to be able to get that to play on non-standard systems.
We need to compare notes, friends.
Absolutely. I love messing around with like weird controllers and peripherals. I feel like that is my passion. Like my electronics passion kind of stems from just peripherals, human interface devices, and controllers and stuff like that.
I love, like, I don't know why I do, but I absolutely adore using controllers for games it wasn't designed for.
Oh yeah.
So the thing is, when I said Doom earlier, I didn't mean Doom from 1993 with a skateboard. I meant Doom Eternal.
Oh, dang. Okay. That's a completely different beast.
I want you to know, have you ever tried to use a Joy-Con on a PC?
Yeah, it's like, it's okay.
I have a story for you.
All right, let's hear it.
So my game of games to test controllers is the Hazard course from Half-Life.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Well, because it covers all the fundamentals of the FPS genre. You know, the running, the jumping, the crouching, the shooting, all that fun stuff. I hooked up a Joy-Con, not both of them, not working in tandem. One Joy-Con, and I used the gyroscope in the controller originally for movement, so I had to tilt forward to move forward.
Oh wow! And like, was the thumbstick then for actual aiming?
Yes.
That rules.
Here's the thing, though. I then switched them. Thumbstick for aiming, gyroscope for thumbstick for walking, gyroscope for aiming. Oh my God, is it terrible?
Oh, I'm about to say, like, that could feel good. I mean, I know some people like doing gyro for like aiming in FPS, but maybe you need a little bit more.
the rotational axis that those controllers work on when put through Steam input into a FPS from 1998 is so finicky that I kept like I'm trying to play and I press forward on the stick, and like I have this habit of like leaning back in my chair whenever I play something, and so I kept like looking up at the ceiling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because your arm would kind of like be back a little bit, and the
yeah.
wrist.
And so I'm like, all right, I gotta sit up entirely straight with my back all the way like as strict as I can with myself, and it works, but boy, is there a learning curve.
have to play sitting like an office worker.
Yep, like a stenographer in a courthouse.
That is actually also a device I would love to get my hands on and try playing a game with.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put stenographer keyboard, and oh no, I found a website that sells them.
Oh great, now I'm gonna be looking at that too. Like I usually like end up also finding stuff on like Goodwill's online kind of like retailer site, there's so much weird stuff that kind of like shows up on there. I'm like, oh, okay, I've never seen what this device is before. I'll figure it out.
I need you to know something. I'm staring at a listing that you can build your own, like they sell the PCBs.
Oh, okay, that might be an upcoming project then for me.
I want you to know that I looked at the keyboard, like the pre-built ones, and then I looked at my hands. And I'm like, I don't think I can do it.
That they're like really weird, and I'm not gonna come out here and say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be able to go and like complete all of like Dark Souls with it or whatever. I've never actually even played a Dark Souls game. I don't think I'd be good with it at all, but I still want to try it.
Can you imagine? So the website here's touting 225 words per minute at your fingertips. Can you imagine typing of the dead with that thing?
Oh my gosh, like, it almost feels like cheating. But you also have to be trained in that, because I know it's like there's a completely different learning curve.
I know now what I must do.
Go on to it like a like an 80s training montage.
But by the end, I'm doing it, but then the camera pans up and I'm just sobbing.
I've won, but at what cost?
I can't type normally anymore.
Every keyboard must be one of these.
Here's
but you're absolutely just dominating on the monkey type leaderboards.
Take that, Mrs. Nesbitt from middle school.
Yeah.
Teaching me how to type with the hand on the F and J keys.
Oh, yeah. Gosh. Do they even teach typing courses at like that level of school anymore?
I don't know. I hope they do, but probably not.
Yeah, that's what it kind of feels like.
Speaking of controllers, I have this controller that I have had for years, and I am entirely unable to use it.
What kind of controller is it?
So I will clarify. It is not that it is a non-functioning controller. It does work. It does receive power. It does turn on. Problem is, it is locked to a system that I do not possess.
Oh, like... Okay, yeah, what is it?
It is a Nintendo Pro controller for a Wii U.
Oh, no, that abomination with the thumbsticks at the top on both sides.
You are right.
Nintendo must have just like looked at Xbox and looked at Sony and be like, okay, so Sony's got them here, Xbox got them here. Well, I guess we could just put ours here. And then they quickly learned with the Wii U why no one did that.
I can do that too.
No, you can't.
I have had this thing for years. I have not played a single game on it. Because I can't. Because I don't have a Wii U.
And I guess like Steam Input. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Steam Input wouldn't want to take it.
My PC does not even read it. It reads that there's something plugged in. It does not read that it is a controller. That is just a USB object.
USB device connected. That's
yes.
it.
And it's driving me up the wall, to be completely honest with you.
I feel like there's gotta be like an open source project somewhere of some crazy person that's just like, yeah, sure, I wrote the drivers for PC for the Wii U Pro controllers.
Just install this and it's fixed. I should mention I'm not just mentioning it for sake of mentioning it. It's because it's sitting on my desk.
Just like constantly taunting you, just like you want to try me.
It's one of those things that like I catch a glimpse of it out of the corner of my eye and I'm like, I'm gonna figure you out one of these days.
like a spoiled child in the corner.
Well, it's hard to describe because I'm obsessive compulsive, and whenever I am presented with a mystery, like, hey, this thing's not working, or I can't figure out how this thing works, it will bother me to the point where I get like this itch in the back of my head where I look at it and I'm like, ooh, you son of a gun.
You. No, I get that too. I'm like very similar where it's just like if I have something in my head, I have to see it through because like otherwise, yeah, it's just gonna bother me. Like moderation, what's that?
You know what might be my end goal? Not in terms of like I reach that peak and then I stop. There's a controller that I want, and I know it's gonna suck. I know for a fact. I've read the manuals on its inputs. I know it has one button and it's mainly motion controls. I want the Lenovo lightsaber.
Oh, I don't. Wait, the one that they made for that like one VR Star Wars game?
Yes.
Oh, I've completely forgot about that.
I keep coming back to that thing and I keep looking at listings for it. And the thing is, it's not expensive. It's like $20. But
he's got to pull the trigger.
But then I imagine getting it home and then I'm like, what can I even play with this thing?
One button motion control. Yeah, I don't even know. Like Flappy Bird?
Scratch that. I know what to do.
Let me hear it.
Jedi Outcast.
That would be interesting, actually seeing how far you can get into the game with that.
Or if I can convince it to work with Beat Saber.
That'd be good.
Well, because there is single blade Beat Saber.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember like playing a lot of like either like that or like the Darth Maul mode where you're just kind of like using one and you got to get both sides of it.
Although I want to say the final stage would be playing whatever might be the most up-to-date video game, say Doom the Dark Ages or whatever the newest Call of Duty is, with an Atari controller.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Like just the normal joystick one or like the paddle one?
The joystick with the single button.
The single button's like, all right, we can move and shoot. That's it. If you need me to jump, I'm sorry.
I can move on the X and Y axis, and I can fire.
Yeah.
Can't turn. Which is something I ran into with that same Cabela's shotgun controller. I played Overwatch. It has no secondary joystick.
Well, something you could try experimenting with is taking those controllers and finding ways to hook up those inputs to either the Xbox adaptive controller or the PlayStation accessibility controller. Because like that's something that I've been trying to experiment with like a lot more, just like seeing what things I can get to communicate with like those controllers, because they have a lot of flexibility because of their need for being built for people that require accessibility. And every kind of controller out there is just a button, and it's just like two contacts just waiting to be connected, and there's ways to wire them up, so you can always go that route.
So you know how there are accessibility controllers for people with like differing disabilities? Like there's the gentleman who plays certain games with like blowing into air tubes and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then there's the other guy that like has a keyboard, like a specific controller for his feet.
Yeah, like using like pedals and stuff.
Do you think there's a way to use all of them at once? A full body controller.
That is something that I am trying to find myself. Absolutely. And I think like with those like Xbox accessibility controller, especially the Xbox One, I haven't messed around with the PlayStation one yet. I did recently order one. It's on its way, but at least with the Xbox One, all of those inputs are like, they're just like headphone jacks like on the back of it. So if you can just like wire something up with like just like a normal like headphone cable, which usually just has like a positive and a negative like lead, you could just make something that's like the entire kind of like body experience. Heck, you could take Rock Band drum pedals and just plug it into that and play a game completely with your feet using those drum pedals if you wanted to.
Like, you ever see the movie Men in Black?
Oh, it's been a couple of years, but absolutely.
I feel like either one of us at this point, I feel like one of us is just reaching over and kind of shoving that door open to see what's out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would just love to just build some kind of device where it just, I don't know, I'm working on like Excel spreadsheets, but I'm piloting it like it's a mech.
But you have to wear the haptic vest that hurts when you get hit.
Exactly, yeah. It's like, formula doesn't work. Shock.
Some error with the code.
Yeah, fix that. Ah!
Why do I do this to myself, man?
Just find new ways to enable yourself. Because I have some unfortunate news. I'm a very big enabler when it comes to doing funny bits of technology.
Well, because like, so I want you to know I made a dumb purchase recently. I made a really dumb purchase recently.
That being?
So, okay, for the money that I spent, it's a steal. I will defend myself on that one. I bought a DVD replicator.
Ooh, okay. Like one of those ones that's like multiple disk drives, kind of like in a normal like tower?
Yes.
Ooh, awesome.
But mine's massive. It's 5 disk drives. It's the size. It's a little bit shorter than my actual computer tower. Here's the thing. I bought it from a garage sale for $10.
Oh, that's a great deal.
And the same thing happened as when I brought the bowling ball home. The garage sale I went to is like just outside of my apartment complex, and so I walked it all the way home with like it sitting on my shoulder, and I'm like so pleased with myself, like, oh yeah, this is dumb piece of technology, I love it, and I set it down on the counter in my house, and my partner goes, so what's the plan with that? What are you gonna do with it? And I just go, oh yeah. Right.
Well, for me, the first thing that kind of comes to mind with what you could do with that isn't its actual purpose of duplicating DVDs would be to find a way to, instead of getting it to duplicate DVDs, have it rip DVDs and music CDs and stuff like that, and have like a super fast way for you to go and like rip all of your physical media for like backups and your own personal like media server. You can do that with just like a normal kind of like one bay, but I mean if you got 5 to work with, that's I can't remember what's one more than quadruple the speed, but it's that.
Wait.
Killtacular the speed.
Killed over. Kilimanjaro. So okay, wait, a thought just hit me. So the DVD drive bays are they're all the standard size DVD drive bays that most standard desktops have nowadays. Do you think that there's a hard drive bay that fits in those slots?
So I know the normal like DVD drives that are like in there, those are doing the 5.25 inch like bay, like that's like the size of it. Are you asking if you can replace, like if you take the disk drive out, is there a way you can try to fit like a normal hard disk drive, like HDD hard drive in there?
Either that, or I do have some conversion sleds for solid state that fit standard HDD drives.
Mhm. Yeah, because there's absolutely converters and like adapters for you to be able to like use those base slots for smaller drives. They even make hot swappable ones where you put the bay in and then it has a door on the front that like you can just tell in your computer to eject that drive, and you go and like undo the latch and you can just pull out the hard drive and put a new one in like it's like a flash drive.
Oh, I could make a NAS out of that thing.
Absolutely. And that
Oh
actually
no.
might actually be the best use case for it. I'm not sure what the like the motherboard in there, like what operating systems and stuff it can support, but
There
like
is no motherboard.
okay, you could probably just find like a way to like shove in like a mini PC in that
I
and then just build your own NAS that way.
I so I opened the thing. It actually cut me pretty bad.
Ooh.
The thing's pretty sharp. But it's literally like a little logic board sitting on top of the like the uppermost like control disk drive, and it's very clearly like the SATAs are like striped down to the DVD drive below it.
Yeah, there's definitely got to be a way you can convert that into a NAS, and it'd probably be a pretty sick one too.
Oh no, you are an enabler.
A little bit. I just want to see people living their best lives in their dreams.
I want to watch you lose money, Fresman.
I guess, yeah, I kind of do that with my friends sometimes. I feel like we're just like, yeah, you should do it. It'd be funny.
I so my previous job, I used to sell firearms, and that same logic applied. It was like, oh yeah, that gun's pretty cool. Do it. You won't buy it. Do it.
That is a very Texan thing.
It's just $800. Just do it.
You're thinking about it. You're already here.
Yeah. What's the little paperwork amongst friends?
You know, your background check's got to clear and stuff, but you should do it.
Yeah, we got like an hour to kill. Do it. Come on. Oh no. That might be the best option, frankly. Like,
Well, and like I love seeing things like repurposed and upcycled and like have new life like pushed into things. The more stuff we can keep out of a landfill, the better. The more we can kind of stick it to corporations, the better. So like I'm all for the building it yourself and doing it your way.
so I need you to understand something. That mini PC that I mentioned earlier,
Mhm.
uh, that's not the only one I got.
You say you had like 10 of them or something, right?
Oh no, the buttons, I have 100 of them,
Mhm.
but the mini PCs, yeah, let's exclude the one that's hooked up to my TV right now because that's already serving its purpose. I have 2 extra ones sitting here.
All right. Got a couple projects you could do with those.
I'm very mad at you right now.
There's so many opportunities to do so much stuff with stuff. It's always fun. I guess there's a reason why tinkering and stuff is like a passion of mine. It's because it gets me excited.
I want you to know that I'm also like on my third monitor. There are eBay listings of the Star Wars Lenovo controllers open.
Well, the one thing you might want to try doing though is picking a project and nailing it down, because if there's one thing that I constantly do, I constantly have an influx of just weird controllers and weird devices coming into my home, building up a backlog, being just like, I haven't even gotten to the thing that I was going to do before, and now this thing is in my home, and I'll probably get to it next year. Like, That's the most dangerous thing. Just like the stuff that gets put on the backlog until you can actually get to it.
I hate that you're right. Because I'm looking around my desk. I'm like, oh yeah, that's not finished, and that's not finished. Oh no.
Yeah, I have so many stuff. Like, I constantly tell myself, like, okay, no more buying stuff until I finish at least these 3 projects. Oh, this thing is at an estate sale that's $10. I mean, like, it's a good deal. Like, now I constantly fall for that.
I have this habit that, like, so I help, like, friends and family fix their computers and their controllers and whatnot, but they have a habit of paying me either in the parts they no longer need or parts they just have laying around that they have no use for. Like, I currently have a Sega Dreamcast power supply.
Just the power supply?
I don't have a Sega Dreamcast.
Yeah, I that happens to me a lot too, actually, where like friends are upgrading their hardware and they're like, this isn't really gonna get me like any like money if I try to sell it. It's just like, do you want this like 4 generation old like desktop processor? I'm like, yeah, I'll find something to do with it. So
yeah, I haven't had lunch yet.
Basically, yeah.
I just like. Well, like that. So that 360, I'm in the middle of fixing right now, right?
Yeah. How is that going?
It's been a road. It's been a rough road, because it was missing its front panel, like the whole face plate.
Mm-hmm.
Managed to find a guy at my local flea market that happened to have one. Got it. I lost it. It's somewhere in my house. Ooh. I have no clue where it is.
And so this would be like one of the like first revisions of the 360, kind of like the Elite or the arcade kind of style models.
The fat white.
The fat one, yeah.
But now, at the finish line, there's an issue. It's the disc tray. The disc tray opens, and the funny thing is, the issue with that model for the longest time was the laser. Funny thing is, the laser functions in this one. It's the turnstile that the CD turns on that is not functioning.
Oh, like the little magnet thing that kind of like goes on top and then spins.
So not the part on top, but the centerpiece that lifts the disc up out of the tray.
Okay.
Thankfully, I don't have to replace the entire assembly. That little motor is held in by a single screw and is plugged in with a single ribbon cable. Now, being the hoarder I am, I have 4 Xbox 360s.
I completely relate to that. So, I have the 360 is the console that I own the most duplicates of. Partially because I wanted to own every single one of the Halo Edition ones, because I absolutely love that franchise. The other part is I went through a couple of 360s growing up because of the Red Ring and stuff, and I just never threw them away. And then I got a couple also from like a lot of just 4 parts consoles I bought like a couple of years ago. But I remember just talking with some of my coworkers at my day job about like consoles and stuff, and just being like, one of them was asking just like, oh yeah, if you had like a spare N64 to bring in, we could play some GoldenEye, because I know you were mentioning it because today is apparently like slap your coworker day or something, so I mentioned playing GoldenEye. I said, I don't have a spare N64, but if we were playing the 360 version, I could bring one of those in. I got 13. And it's like, why do you have 13 Xboxes? I really like Halo.
One for every room in my home, for every corner.
Yeah, we're gonna have the best Halo LAN party. No split screen. Everyone is system linked.
Oh,
I probably have more 360s than I do displays then at that point.
I want you to know that that gave me like the most like the warmest hit of nostalgia. I'm like, oh, what I wouldn't give for I oh so I okay. Technically, I have three functioning Xboxes, to quote unquote functioning.
Mhm.
The fourth one has been stripped for parts because I know it's not really coming back. Um, I found its disk drive in a bin, and I'm gonna be, I'd say probably tomorrow, I'm gonna be cannibalizing that thing.
Awesome. It's great to just kind of like be able to just take two broken things and like make one working one out of them.
Like the PS3s.
Yeah, yeah, like the PS3s I recently did. One of those I got from like that lot, and then I saw when it was somewhat salvageable. I then went on eBay and just like found the exact same model, because it was only like a disk drive issue or something like that. And I had other four parts PS3s, but Sony like revised those consoles so much the parts aren't actually entirely interchangeable. It's kind of weird.
Huh. Well, like even with the PS4 era, there's this weird issue I had with some of the revisions of the controllers where the connectors for the battery changed. Not the battery
Yeah.
itself, but just the plug.
Yeah, there's like a small one and then a big one. I don't know why they did that.
And the thing is, it makes it a real pain to purchase replacements because a lot of the times the sellers don't know that. And so they're like, yeah, it's the right one for all these models. And you get it, and it's the wrong size.
So what I've actually seen happening now, and when I went and repaired my most recent PS4 controller, there are sellers that will sell you the battery and they'll just have both connectors on it. There'll be like two sets of wires coming out of it. So you could just use whichever one you want, and then I guess probably just shove the extra wires somewhere else in the controller. But yeah, it's so weird that Sony did that.
uh, I but I've been fighting with this thing for a while. It's actually for my brother-in-law. I've been trying to get this thing working, and I ran into a small issue that's not really a deal breaker. I have a Halo Reach 360 controller,
Nice.
and it's a little beat up. It's older. It's older. Um, but the internals, like the joystick on it, gave up. Not drifting, like it's like the rubber band in the actual what's the term for it? Potentiometer? No.
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, okay. Like the rubber band snapped essentially. Um, but I'm willing to bet there's a couple other issues with it. But what I'm going to do is just take the insights from a working controller so I can get it to him faster and put it in that shell.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the whole appeal of those like limited edition controllers is pretty much just like the shell underneath. It's exactly the same as any other Xbox 360 controller.
Well, it's meant to be like a present for him.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be a good one. I love those Halo edition controllers. Don't have all of them quite yet, but getting pretty close.
I just kind of happen upon controllers, and then whatever happens happens.
That is such a relatable mood for me, actually.
Like there's much like this show. There's no plan here. I don't plan these things out.
Man, it's just you're along for the ride. It's a lot of fun
Yeah.
just to see like what happens with them.
I say, speaking of no plan, like I go out of my way not to research things. I don't even write notes for like questions.
It's good to get just kind of like a natural, candid experience out of it. So makes it feel even more genuine.
Well, that and I just tire of like the "Do you like working on thing?"
Yeah.
Good for you.
Please fill out my verbal survey.
Yeah. or what was it? You ever watch those old Poppy videos?
Poppy video, like Poppy's Playhouse, like that stuff.
No, like the song artist Poppy.
Oh, I don't think I'm familiar with them actually.
Oh, well, back in the day, they like presented themselves as, like this weird AI person thing. Like it's super hard to explain. Anyhow, the reason I bring it up is because there's like a fake interview with like a mannequin with a robot voice, and it's like, what inspires you? And there's just like, what an original question that nobody's ever asked before.
Gosh, that's just like the AI. Almost feel like the AI slop before it became mainstream.
Yep. And this was like, oh god, 10 plus years ago.
Yeah, I guess like circa, I don't know, probably between 2010 2015, I can imagine.
Shut up! It wasn't 10 years ago. It wasn't 15 years ago. Shut up.
I mean,
Dude.
I also have I don't recall like knowing about it, so I have no frame of reference of when it could or couldn't be. So
I'm scared to look because I'm like I have my own videos listed on like this other tab over here, and it's saying like 8 years ago.
ooh, yeah,
Shut up.
yeah. I've been getting a lot of that like lately. Like I was like mentioning earlier, how a lot of my inspiration in like high school and stuff was like Rocket Jump and Freddie W. And like he was doing a lot of stuff when I was in college. He only like came back like a month ago, or whatever, for his new movie, and so I'm like oh, I'm gonna go and like take a look at like a lot of his the stuff that I remember like watching and loving, like Video Game High School and the old Rocket Jump film school stuff. 8, 9, 10 years. Oh no.
Have you ever heard of the series Gmod Idiot Box?
Oh, I have not. I have heard of it, but I have not like looked at that stuff in years.
So let just I'm yeah, let's just hurt me right here on live on air. So funny thing, just side note, I have interviewed Das Boshit, the creator of the series.
Oh dang, that must have been fun.
Actually, I had a guy lie about it originally, like impersonating him.
Oh, that's
Right?
okay. Very specifically weird, but huh.
And the thing is, I didn't catch on originally, like the entire interview, but he wasn't really answering any of my questions. It was just like, how long does it take to make an episode or something like this? He's like, yep, long time.
just yes. Next, please.
Yeah. And contacted the actual Daspo shit, got him on the show, and I asked him similar questions. How long does it take to make an episode? And in my heart, expecting the same answer, and he just goes, oh yeah, easily like 20, 30 hours to make an episode.
More of a genuine kind of response.
So reason I bring him up, I'm staring at the listing for the first episode of said series 17 years ago.
Oh, geez. Okay, that hurts me too.
And I remember watching those when they came out, man.
Yeah. That's like very much me, especially with like the older like Red versus Blue and Rooster Teeth short stuff.
I love Red versus Blue.
Yeah. Red versus Blue is like what got me, I think, is probably the biggest influence of what got me into making videos. Because I like, at the time, I wasn't even playing Halo. I just saw that like people were making like funny videos of funny video game stuff. That's what got me into Halo, and at the same time, it's also what got me into making videos. I'm like, oh, I can puppeteer these virtual guys too. And then I don't know how many years later now, like 17 years later for myself personally, it's just like, jeez, I was influenced by just people yelling at each other in a box canyon.
you mean home for a lot of people?
Oh yeah.
I like I remember like being a kid and being like that looks easy. I could make stuff like that, and like learning all of like the scripting and the uh, at the time what you could call cinematography that goes into it. Jeez.
Yeah, like it's not the easiest, but like it's also just pretty accessible. Like you can just point and shoot. Now, is what you're going to be making good? No, but like you can do it. You can get started.
Well, that's what I usually tell people when it comes to like wanting to start YouTube is like your first couple of videos will suck.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's just like you just have to do it. You just have to keep going, keep making. Like set deadlines for yourself and set like don't necessarily have to set like high expectations, but you will get better the more you do it.
But that's the thing is you have to do it. If
Exactly.
you want to.
Yeah, no, I get that. Like with this channel in particular, like the gap between my second channel and this channel was 4 5 years, so 2018 to about 2024. Okay, so it was about like 6 years. Because after I had graduated college, I was working in the film industry actually for a little bit in Austin. Was doing that for a little bit, then kind of got burnt out. Swapped over to desktop support stuff, so that kind of got me more into like the techie world kind of thing. But after like a while, like I did not think that I would be making like videos again. And then just after a certain point, it's like I'm enjoying tinkering with this stuff, and I like recording some stuff and showing like to my friends what dumb little projects I'm working on. Might as well just make what I want to make, and if other people are interested in seeing it, they're welcome to.
So where do you see your channel going from here? Like, what
Um,
is there a set path, or are you just kind of moving with the river?
a lot of it feels kind of like moving with the river. It's definitely really hard to plan for the future at the moment with how unstable I feel like the entire world is.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to do this as like a full-time kind of job, because it's like I guess I basically would just be getting to play around with stuff I love and care about and try to make new things. At the moment it's definitely like a hobby, but I kind of treat it already kind of as a second job. I keep that like very strict schedule for myself as just kind of like a way to like discipline myself and just give me something to work on. But I would love to see the channel grow and get bigger, not because of like, oh, I want to make a lot of money, or oh, I want to get fame, but it's just because I just want other people to be able to enjoy the things that they have, like learn something new, get inspired to do something like on their own, or even just like join a community that's like pushing forward stuff like right to repair or other kind of like open source like movements. Because at the end of the day, like the people coming together is kind of like the most, I guess, is people coming together to do something that they enjoy and genuinely like make something that makes them happy is like the best outcome that the internet can have, especially in a day and age where everything is just hyper like consumed and like everyone's like fighting each other and stuff like that. It's just like I love the whole, yeah, we're gonna do the dumb silly things we like together. Why? Just because, and because it makes us happy.
Well, that and just the sheer amount of like stuff that goes in the trash because one thing doesn't work, or didn't work as well as it used to, and instead of sitting down and trying to figure out why, it just gets tossed. And that to me is one of the more infuriating things of like, oh, my remote's not working, better buy, like, throw out the whole TV, buy a new TV.
Yeah, like it's so unnecessary in both just like the physical cost of it with like the waste, but also just the financial cost for it is huge. Something that I'm wanting to actually look more into is just how like are you familiar with like how like the video game industry kind of like is down in Brazil?
Not Brazil, no.
So Brazil is kind of weird because they have like huge tariffs on a lot of imported goods like from like the West, and that's part of the reason why the Sega, I think it was the Mega Drive, was like the primary console in Brazil until, I mean, it still might be, but it's like one that lasted way longer than it had any right to. But the seeing what like some Brazilians are like kind of like doing like with the limitations that they have like with tech, because they can't necessarily get new stuff because of how expensive it is or how inaccessible it is like really really inspiring, and it makes me just kind of like want to do a very very similar thing, just because like, you know, I might not necessarily have a lot of money to like work with, so I want to be able to work with what I got and take joy and pride out of the things that I am able to repair and get working on my own.
And like, how do I word it? I've been, like, personally, I've been wanting to cut deals with like people that bring their stuff to flea markets, and there's even there's a video game store nearby here that they have a defectives bin.
Can I take a wild guess what that place is called?
Sure.
The Game Over Games.
Oh, who could have seen it coming?
Yep, yeah. We got that here too. I'm constantly picking through their piles.
So they have that defective bin, right? That's almost in every location. And I've tried to see if I couldn't get in contact with the owner of that store to see if, like, hey, for a nominal fee, I will take your defectives, bring them home, fix them, you can sell them, and they'll actually work. And because at the end of the day, I want people to have things that function. I don't want or people to do what I do, which is willingly buy crap.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of people that kind of like think, well, I mean, there is evidence of like forced obsolescence and stuff like that, or people are complaining about how like, oh, they didn't make them how they used to, or I go and I buy like a new car that has like a fancy iPad screen on it with no knobs and dials, and the software updates on that car are gonna not be like supported after like 5 years. Meanwhile, I myself am just like, I don't want to, if my current car broke tomorrow, I wouldn't go out and buy a brand new car. I would go and buy like a 90s Toyota like Camry or Corolla or something. I mean, what I would love to do is buy like a K truck. They have a dealership of that in Austin.
I want an Astro van.
Oh, that'd be so funny. It's like I just want to get the old stuff because it's solid and it works, and fix it, and I don't know, a lot of it's also just out of spite, because it's just like, no, you're not going to try to upsell me this new fancy thing because like you just see me as a consumer. I'm going to go do it myself.
Well, then I want the dream is to get like an Astro van or like a Volkswagen bus, and then like put modern amenities in it, not like the hyper new like, oh, I put a flat screen. I want to turn it into like a Blade Runner, like weird cassette future type of vehicle.
Yeah, like a lot of like the analog retrofuturism stuff.
I want to have a CRT on my dashboard.
That'd be so sick. It's like having like all like the projection, the gauges are like projection mapped or something like that even.
Oh, I want to live Philip K. Dick's dream of the future.
And in some ways, like it is kind of obtainable, like especially just like with the older stuff, because you can just take the old stuff add the new stuff that does work to it, and then you get a functional device that can still have that old aesthetic and still carry forward the stuff in that old device that still works.
Well, even like I've been reading a lot of his stuff lately, and it's hilarious. Not so much in like, haha, what a weird guess at the future, but it's really damn close.
Yeah. It's been a couple of years since I read, was it Android Dreams of Electric Sheep, which, like, you know, as you definitely know, that is based off Blade Runner. But like, I should probably like go and read that back again. That book is like the book itself is so weird, how it's like, oh, all of the animals in the world are kind of like gone, so now we have like artificially built animals, and like a huge part of that book is how like we value those like creatures or whatever, and see them as like a status symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's an interesting take on the future.
Did you hear that Henderson's got a synthetic dog?
Yeah, basically. Like, oh, they couldn't get a real one.
Or I believe it's the interaction in the film was like, oh, look, it's a python. Is that the real thing? And Rachel's like, no, dumbass. It's
yeah. It's like, you know how expensive that would be?
Yeah. You can't even find him anymore. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, and even then, like, how like hyper corporatized like those like worlds are in a lot of like the cyberpunk kind of like genre. It's like it really kind of feels like we're going into that kind of future. For a while I thought that like we weren't really, because like you look at like the name of like corporations in like cyberpunk like media, like the Tyrell Corporation, like the Walls Corporation, or like stuff being called like Heavy Industries and Arasaka and stuff like that. It's just like these are like very like aggressive like metal names. Meanwhile, it's like, oh, let's look at the names of our corporate overlords. Walmart, Amazon, Google. Like the only one that's kind of feels like it is going like they're just taking the mask off and they're like, all right, we're gonna go full dystopian, is like Facebook changing their name to Meta. Yeah, which is like, okay, yeah, it's kind of sick, but also like, you know, a lot of these pieces of cyberpunk medias, they were made to like warn us of the future. It's just like, I wrote the book on why we shouldn't invent the Death Matrix 9000, then a tech bro like 20 years later, hey guys, check it out, I just made the Death Matrix 9000.
I made this robot that screams in agony, but why? I don't know.
Some author wrote about it 20 years ago. I thought it was cool.
I thought it'd be funny. It's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
I made this robot and I can't stop crying.
This just reminds me, there's like an old, I think it's like a Filthy Frank video or whatever, video with like this robot that he just like voices over, yeah. like the like, I want death but I can't escape it. I need to rewatch that. That was my that was like I think it came out when I was in high school. I had that as like my text tone in high school for a couple of years. just the screams.
I don't want to go.
Yeah, it's that one exactly. Yes. I don't want to go.
That said, if we ever get to the cyberpunk future where it can have a USB port in my head, that'd be pretty tight.
Yeah, just download Kung Fu to your brain like the Matrix.
I will say I really like how in cyberpunk how they pay people. You just point at them and you give them money.
Oh yeah, just you point at them and just you see in the top of your corner just like the number go up.
500 eddies. You're like, yep, thank you.
Gonna go about my day now.
I'm leaving. Now, we went a bit over time. We're about an hour 45 right now.
I mean, I've been enjoying it the entire time, so I don't mind one bit.
But I think just for sake of time, I think we'll wrap this up. I do have 2 questions to close this out today.
Absolutely.
Do you have a video that you're particularly fond of that you'd like to see in the description of this here video?
Yeah, I've actually been thinking about something like that a little bit. So one of the videos I would absolutely recommend, especially if anybody like listening at home was very much interested in the controller conversation we were having earlier, I have a video where I took one of the Xbox. I can never remember if they're called the adaptive controller or the accessibility controllers, I think it's the Xbox adaptive controller. I took that controller and hooked up like the Guitar Hero pedals to it, and 2 flight sticks, and it basically did a DIY like mech controller and played Titanfall 2 with it. It's a fun experience. I want to try to mess more around with that controller, and it's one that like didn't really get that many views, but it's one that I'm more like glad that I made. So I would absolutely like recommend that one.
And our final question today, I'm also wanting to take a poke at that 90s PC controller, the gun.
Oh yeah, that thing's weird. Like it is not comfortable, and it doesn't really function the way that you would expect.
Oh. But our last question to get us out of here today: would you be open to coming back as a return guest?
Absolutely. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you, eWastelander, if I can say it correctly. Thank you, eWastelander, for coming on. This has been an absolute blast. I've had a ton of fun talking to you.
Absolutely, and I hope that your projects like can go well, and hope I'm not enabling too much.
I think to sort of shame myself into getting it done, I'll have to make videos about it, so there's like proof that it happened.
Definitely, and as soon as you make those, send them my way. I would love to see them.
Absolutely, I say that, and like even after this, we gotta compare notes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you have my you have my messages, so just absolutely shoot me a message if you want to know more.
But with that, party people at home, thank you for hanging out with us today. This has been absolutely wonderful. Again, eWastelander, thank you so much for coming on.
Of course, yeah. Thanks for having me.
And links to the aforementioned video and oh my god, I'm messing that up. To eWastelander's channel, there we go, will be in the description of this here video. But with that, party people, this has been Demasked. My name is Friesman, and I'll see all of you next time.